Did you know that the world's highest mountain still holds some mysteries? Mount Everest stands proudly at 8,848 meters, 29,029 feet, above sea level. But beyond its remarkable height, it has far more to offer than most people realize. Join us as we uncover mind-blowing facts about Everest's growth, dangers, and history. Everest is growing taller every year. While Mount Everest is known for its immense height, it's actually growing taller each year. The ongoing collision between the Indian and Eurasian tectonic plates causes the mountain to rise at a rate of about 4 millimeters per year. Some studies suggest the annual growth rate can vary, but it's always increasing. This tectonic activity not only causes Everest's gradual rise, but also formed the entire Himalayan mountain range millions of years ago. It's not the tallest mountain from base to summit. Everest may dominate the landscape above sea level, but it's not the tallest when measured from base to summit. That distinction goes to Mauna Kea in Hawaii. Mauna Kea stands over 10,000 meters, 33,500 feet, from its base under the ocean, surpassing Everest's total height. So while Everest may reign supreme above sea level, Mauna Kea is the true giant when measured from the depths of the ocean. The summit isn't always freezing cold. Many imagine the summit of Everest as a constant freezing wasteland. However, even in the summer months, temperatures can rise as high as -19 degrees Celsius or -2 degrees Fahrenheit, which is notably warmer than winter's typical -36 degrees Celsius or -33 degrees Fahrenheit. Despite these relatively warm conditions, the extreme winds and thin air can make it feel like an ice storm, presenting constant danger to climbers. Wi-Fi on the world's highest mountain. In one of the most remote places on Earth, climbers are now able to connect to Wi-Fi. Everest's base camps are equipped with internet, which allows climbers to stay in touch with loved ones, check weather forecasts, and post pictures of their awe-inspiring adventures. This technology has vastly improved safety by enabling better communication, and it adds a unique modern touch to the otherwise old-world challenge of summiting Everest. Tragic history of climbers. Since the first ascent by Hillary and Norgay in 1953, over 300 climbers have lost their lives attempting to summit Everest. Some meet tragic ends in avalanches, while others are claimed by the severe conditions that render the death zone so perilous. One known area, Rainbow Valley, has become infamous as climbers' brightly colored jackets remain frozen in time, memorializing those who perished. These fallen adventurers have become a permanent part of the Everest lore, underscoring the deadly price of ambition. The death zone's true horror. Above 8,000 meters, 26,247 feet, climbers enter the death zone, an altitude where oxygen is so scarce that it's a fight for survival with each breath. In this zone, vital organs begin to fail, and physical exhaustion pushes climbers to the brink. Even those with supplemental oxygen struggle, their energy draining faster than they can replenish it. Only those with expert training and determination can make it through this deadliest phase of the climb. Two faces of Everest, Nepal and Tibet. Mount Everest straddles the border between Nepal and China. The southern approach from Nepal is by far the most popular, known for being scenic, more accessible, and having a more developed infrastructure. The northern approach from Tibet is significantly more challenging and often chosen by fewer climbers, adding to the mystique and difficulty of the climb. Both routes hold cultural and spiritual significance for the local populations who view Everest not only as a physical challenge, but as a sacred entity, a crowded summit. Once considered the most isolated place on Earth, Everest's summit has become remarkably crowded in recent years. Hundreds of climbers might line up for their turn to stand at the pinnacle, which can create dangerous traffic jams. In 2019, the gridlock caused fatal delays as climbers ran out of oxygen and time. Overcrowding has become a major issue, making what was once a journey of solitude into a highly competitive, perilous race against the clock. Local names and sacred significance. While Everest is globally known by its English name, it carries deep sacred meaning to the local people. The Nepali name, Sagarmatha, which means goddess of the sky, reflects its revered status, while in Tibet it's called Chomolungma, meaning Mother Goddess of the World. Everest has been viewed as both a physical and spiritual challenge by those who have long lived beneath its towering presence. First ascent debate. Was it really Hillary and Norgay? While Hillary and Norgay are celebrated for their successful 1953 ascent, there's a growing debate. In 1924, George Mallory and Andrew Irvine tried to summit Everest, but disappeared on their final push. Their bodies were discovered decades later in 1999, fueling speculation. Did they reach the top before perishing? Though unanswered, this mystery continues to capture imaginations and adds layers to the mountain's enigmatic history. It's expensive to climb. Climbing Everest isn't just a physical challenge, it's a costly pursuit. Just a climbing permit in Nepal costs around $11,000, but the total cost can run upwards of $100,000. A complete expedition includes guides, food, specialized equipment, and oxygen tanks, making Everest one of the most expensive mountains in the world to conquer. However, for many climbers, the price is worth the chance to stand atop the highest point on Earth, unique wildlife on Everest. Despite its desolate, icy environment, Everest supports a surprising diversity of life. In the lower regions, you'll find yaks and Himalayan tahr roaming the slopes. At higher altitudes, even at 6,700 meters, you can spot the remarkable jumping spider, adapted to survive in near-freezing conditions. These creatures have truly evolved to endure some of the harshest environments on Earth. A garbage crisis at the top. Everest's increasing popularity has led to an environmental crisis. The world's highest garbage dump is full of discarded gear, empty oxygen bottles, and remnants of failed expeditions. Efforts to clean the mountain have become crucial, with climbers and organizers now pushing to bring down the trash left behind. Still, the fight against Everest's ecological footprint is a long one. Tiny summit space. Despite its towering presence, Everest's summit is remarkably small, just enough room for a few people to snap photos. On crowded days, climbers must wait in line, each fleeting second at the top more precious than the last. It's a unique moment where a massive challenge culminates in mere seconds of glory. Why people climb Everest? What drives people to attempt Everest? For some, it's the ultimate test of endurance, a challenge to push the limits of human strength and resilience. For others, it's the sheer awe of standing on the highest point on Earth. Everest symbolizes a personal conquest, a culmination of ambition, desire, and achievement. Mount Everest is much more than just the highest mountain on Earth. It embodies human ambition, bravery, and the will to conquer nature's most powerful force. From its haunting history to its natural beauty, Everest continues to inspire and intrigue us, even as it tests the limits of those brave enough to scale its heights. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more amazing content.